It's only for family, Wendy. Her voice was sharp, practiced, final. I froze, my stomach twisting. Family? Wasn't I family? I'm Wendy Cole, 30 years old, a photographer from Eugene, Oregon, and I just learned I wasn't invited to my parents' 30th anniversary party, the same one I'd helped fund. Her words stung like a slap. Years of giving, forgotten in a single sentence. The phone felt heavier than truth itself. I didn't cry. I didn't plead. I felt something colder. Clarity. I wasn't going to beg for a seat at their table. I'd build my own instead. One choice, one post, and their perfect celebration would crack open. They erased me from their table, so I made the world my audience. Have you ever been left out by the people you gave everything to? Tell me in the comments, because what came next changed everything. I'd always been the dependable one, the quiet sister who filled the gaps. $15,000 for the leaking roof, $10,000 to help my brother finish law school, $2,000 a month so my parents could live comfortably. Each transfer chipped a little more off my piece. They said thank you sometimes, soft, automatic, forgettable, but real gratitude? Never. It wasn't kindness I gave anymore, it was currency for belonging. Cheryl was the star, the actress with perfect hair and perfect timing. Her name printed in theater programs, framed on our parents' walls. Mom beamed when she spoke of her. When she mentioned me, her tone softened with apology. She's busy with her photography. Like it was an excuse. Last summer, I sent more money for their anniversary. They said it was a small family dinner. Then Cheryl called, sweet but sharp. Could you cover Aunt Linda's airfare? It's only $1,200. I said no. Her reply sliced through me. Wow, Wendy, way to let us down. The guilt came fast, reflexive, practiced, but I didn't send it. For once, I didn't cave. That's when the silence started. No calls, no texts, just distance wrapped in politeness. Then Thursday came, the invitation that never came. It's only for family, Cheryl said again, like a line rehearsed too often. I'd paid for that party without a name on the guest list. I wasn't a daughter anymore. I was their balance sheet. That night, I stared at my computer screen. Photos blurred into light and shadow. Years of loyalty suddenly looked like chains. I had funded their comfort, but they'd edited me out. They used my generosity to build a stage I wasn't welcome on. I didn't argue. I packed. Camera first, then the good lens, 2 batteries, 3 cards, 1 passport. Heidi answered on the second ring. What's the plan? She asked, bright. Paris, I said, surprising myself. Big for me. No explanations. She didn't blink. She booked everything. No questions, no lectures, just action. Her faith steadied what anger shook. First flight tomorrow. Le Marais Hotel. Eiffel at sunset. A cafe morning. I stared at the itinerary, heart unlocking. I wasn't running away. I was arriving. Night tasted like decisiveness and tape. I sealed my suitcase without shaking. Silence followed me to the door. It didn't accuse, it released. Dawn came on soft feet. Portland's airport glowed like a threshold. I boarded with strangers and intention. Clouds stitched a quiet across the wing. The sky didn't require apologies. Charles de Gaulle unfolded like a film. A driver held my name politely. Paris slid past the window in layers, stone and iron, balconies like rib cages. No one expected anything from me here. Le Marais welcomed me with narrow streets. My room smelled like lemon and linen. I opened the window to ordinary miracles. Scooters, laughter, dishes clinking 2 floors down. I set my camera on the desk. Sunset lit the Eiffel like breathing metal. I moved closer, frame by frame. Tourists posed. I hunted light. I understood each sentence without translation. Morning found me at a riverside cafe. Steam climbed from a chipped white cup. I photographed a crumb on porcelain. I could live inside small truths again. I walked until memories loosened, past bookstalls and a violin's ache, past lovers arguing softly in French. Everyone belonged to themselves first. I tried the feeling on gently. Back at the hotel, golden hour waited. I edited without hearing anyone's needs. Highlights down, warmth up, horizon leveled. My face surprised me on the screen. I looked like someone arriving home. I posted a carousel without commentary. Eiffel at dusk, coffee at dawn, a window open to ordinary light. Caption: Chasing joy in Paris. No mention of Oregon or invitations. No defense, no counter-argument, just a declaration measured in pixels. Notifications bloomed like quiet applause. Not validation, witnesses. They didn't rewrite me. They saw me. I ate alone without loneliness. Bread tore cleanly in my hands. The check arrived with no expectations. I tipped well and kept walking. Night draped the city without pressure. Lines met. Everything held. My name finally held too. I didn't need their table anymore. I had streets, light, and proof. It wasn't revenge. It was proof I could exist beyond them. Sunday in Portland glowed like a brochure. 50 guests, a jazz trio warming the corners. Chandeliers rehearsed their golden applause. White linens, tall flowers, the exact sparkle. Cheryl curated the room like a stage. My post reached the party before dessert. Paris at dusk, coffee at dawn. Caption: Chasing joy in Paris. No explanation, just me, visible elsewhere. Phones lit up around the room. Whispers stitched themselves between tables. A cousin tapped another on the shoulder. A neighbor frowned at her screen. Why isn't Wendy here? Traveled softly, then not soft at all. Questions rose like steam above champagne. The room's smile tightened at the edges. Mrs. Janet Ward found my mother first. By the dessert table with the lemon tart. Donna, where's your daughter? My mother smoothed her dress twice. She's busy, Janet. Photography. Busy is an excuse. She's your child. Silence pulled a chair and sat down. Faye texted me from the balcony. It's spreading. They saw your carousel. They're confused. I read it in my Paris room. The Eiffel glowed like an alibi. I hadn't planned this. I simply chose myself in public. Cheryl tried to toast anyway. To love, to loyalty, to 30 years. Glasses rose, then hesitated midair. Someone near the band said, Family, right? Someone near the door said, All family? The trio kept playing denial. Zachary deployed his firmest voice. She's traveling. It's fine. Let's celebrate our parents. But his eyes kept scanning the room. Control left like early guests. At the dessert table, truth got louder. I saw the guest list, Donna. 50 names. Not one Wendy. Did she fund this and get uninvited? Glances sharpened like fresh glass. My mother searched for language, found none that held. Faye again. A few people are leaving. No one claps between songs. Cheryl told someone you're too independent. The room heard it and winced. A deacon closed his tab early. A neighbor boxed her slice to go. Someone hugged my father with half an arm. Someone asked, Why say family then? The chandelier light felt less generous. I stayed in Paris with my windows open. A scooter laughed. A couple argued gently, then kissed. I watched the river carry the city's light. I let the future answer instead of me. Not punishment, perspective. They chose a story without me. The world offered me a different one. Faye texted again. Zachary is posting vague quotes again. People aren't buying it. Mrs. Ward won't let this go. By 9 o'clock, the band packed carefully. By 10 o'clock, chairs sounded like apologies. Cheryl's smile quit before she did. My parents counted centerpieces like answers. I didn't gloat. I breathed. Sometimes the kindest mirror is distance. Sometimes the truest sentence is absence. I hadn't spoken against them. I told the truth by living it. My silence was louder than their celebration. Mom called first, voice tight and trembling. Wendy, your post ruined everything. Guests left early because of you. How could you be so thoughtless? I watched sunlight slide across the floor. Mom, I didn't mention the party. People left because they saw truth. Cheryl called next, full theater. Your little stunt humiliated us, she snapped. You made Mom and Dad look awful. Take it down. Do it now. Do we even know each other? I asked. You lied and excluded me, Cheryl. I won't erase my life for optics. Zachary arrived like a memo. You escalated something manageable, he lectured. You should have come to us first. I did, for years, I said. With rides, money, silence, patience, I'm done being the afterthought. You're blowing this out of proportion, he posted an hour later. Some people choose selfies over family. Sad. Comments didn't land where he hoped. People knew exactly who he meant. Wendy funded that party. Why wasn't she invited? Choosing yourself isn't drama. He stopped replying by lunchtime. Faye's texts came in bursts. Cheryl's director rescinded her new role. He heard about the exclusion, said it signals bad judgment. Then Zachary met with HR, post flagged as unprofessional, promotion likely paused. By evening, church friends were distant. Mrs. Ward kept telling the plain version. She wasn't invited, though she helped pay. Family means all the chairs filled. Potluck smiles thinned around my parents. Donna served pie with a shaking hand. Mom called again near midnight. Come home and let's fix this. We want things back to normal. Normal meant me funding and disappearing. I looked at the river's black ribbon. I'm building something different, I said. Not angry, just done with pretending. Her breath caught. The line went quiet. Heidi knocked with croissants and steadiness. You don't owe anyone your oxygen, she said. We ate on the sill, watching boats stitch the Seine. Paris hummed like a patient engine. I opened my laptop to work. Inquiries crowded my inbox like birds. A gallery asked for a meeting. A magazine loved the carousel tone. Your eye feels honest, their email read. I saved it and let my shoulders drop. Cheryl texted once more. Let's just move past this. No apology, no admission, just forward. I typed, then kept it simple. I'm moving past you excluding me. Forward isn't forgetting. Faye again, gentler now. Are you okay, Win? I sent a photo of light. A window, a cup, a street ribboning. Better than okay, I wrote back. I feel accurate. I didn't celebrate their stumbles. I honored my boundary with quiet. Not a door slammed, a door named. Not revenge, alignment. For once, I wasn't the fixer. For once, fallout wasn't my job. For once, the aftermath wasn't mine to carry or clean. 2 months later, the noise thinned. What remained was useful, steady, mine. The gallery confirmed a spring opening. Paris hung large, honest, and breathing. Clients booked portraits without backhanded apologies attached. My inbox filled with work, not demands. Donna texted, Come home, let's reset. Reset meant erasing the lesson learned. I archived it and brewed coffee. Normal had always meant my disappearance. I was done auditioning for belonging. Zachary stayed quiet at his firm. Cheryl chased smaller roles with larger smiles. Their outcomes weren't my weather anymore. I kept my forecast to light and deadlines. Heidi framed 2 prints for my wall. We leveled them while laughter found air. Faye dropped by with fresh berries. Your show will be packed, she said. We cut stems and didn't mention Portland. Silence can be gentle when consented to. I walked the river at blue hour. Water stitched reflections into patient sentences. I repeated one until it fit. I didn't ruin anything by choosing myself. I ended a pattern that erased me. Peace didn't ask them for permission. Opening night smelled like varnish and daffodils. Feet shuffled, voices softened, cameras hummed like small bees. I thanked strangers for seeing what I saw. I thanked myself for staying visible. Mom lingered outside, then turned away. I let the door be a door. Boundaries weren't walls. They were maps. Not distance. Direction. Not punishment. Clarity with a compass. If you're carrying a table that won't seat you, stop. Set it down. Build one that remembers your name. Family without respect is debt disguised as duty. Love without room is performance, not shelter. You're allowed to choose rooms that breathe. I signed a print and finally exhaled. I didn't win against them. I returned to me. They edited me out, so I published my life at full size. Comment 1 if you've been excluded but chose yourself anyway. Comment 2 if you're still learning to set your first boundary. Subscribe for more stories and share where you're watching from.